Coach Prime is the Donald Trump of college football. Let me explain what I mean. Welcome to Saturday's Warrior, the channel where we talk all things BYU and Big 12. We are also your BYU channel for the College Huddle, the largest fan-led college sports podcast community. If you like college football and Big 12 sports, we ask that you please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. All right, so when I think of the fall, I think of leaves changing colors, I think of Halloween, and I think of college football. But it's also election season, and with these overlapping, I can't help but draw a connection between Deion Sanders and Donald Trump. Now, on the surface, these two men couldn't seem more different. So what do I mean by Coach Prime is the Trump of college football? Well, first, I'll tell you what I don't mean. This is not an endorsement or an attack on either of the presidential candidates. I also do not mean to suggest how Sanders would or would not vote. This is not intended to be a political video. I am simply drawing connections between the impact that both men have had in their respective spheres, seemingly single-handedly and irreversibly changing the game. Much of this is due to the polarizing nature of these men. People seem to either love them or hate them, but there's not a lot of in between. But polarizing the public, voters or fans, is part of their draw. So for starters, both are TV ratings gold. Trump, at least in the beginning, was being covered nonstop by the media, right and left leaning. This constant attention, both negative and positive, may have even contributed to his getting elected. Prime is also drawing eyeballs. In 2023, it seemed like Colorado was setting new viewing records every week until they lost enough games that they weren't. And even though they are down a bit this year comparatively to last year, they are still doing really well and lead the Big 12 by a large margin. And a side note, some of the reason their ratings could be down in terms of overall viewers is because they're often playing in that late night time slot. I'd have to do a deeper dive to compare based on the time slot and other factors. But anyway, I digress. That's another video. This has as much to do with the new fans that Prime has brought in with him as much as it does with all the people watching to root against him. Speaking of gold, they both like the finer things in life. Trump is known for his luxury brands in all things from hotels to ties to steak. And we know that Prime likes his Louis luggage, which brings me to my next point. They both like to fire people. Obviously, Trump with his famous tagline from his reality TV show, The Apprentice.
You're fired.
And we know that his love of firing extended towards members of his own administration while he was president. And as I just mentioned, Coach Prime's famous Louis comment,
"We got a few positions already taken care of because I'm bringing my luggage with me."
He cleaned house in year one, and year two really wasn't any different. I saw that as of early August, the final numbers may have changed some, Colorado had 43 incoming transfers and 41 outgoing. Wild stuff. Now, some light was shed on this with former Colorado players making allegations of a toxic locker room, but I'm not going to get into that here. You can go look it up if you want. Then there's also the Trevor Riley incident, but I mostly just mentioned that because he played for Utah. It's amazing that I've made it this far into the video and I'm just now mentioning their conflicts with the media.
You are fake news.
CBS, Tyler. I'm not doing nothing with CBS. Next question.
But all of this is to say that these dudes are controversial and polarizing. People either love them or hate them. Trump brought new demographics to the GOP, and Trump in any election seems to have a low ceiling, but also a really high floor, because that's how strongly people feel about him one way or the other. Very few are on the fence.
Are you kidding me? You don't know who you're voting for? You don't see a difference between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump.
To the ire of some, Colorado has gained so many bandwagon fans, but also so many people are tuning in to root against Prime and watch him fail, which he uses to motivate himself and his team. And all of this goes back to my first point. these guys are TV gold. I wouldn't be surprised if that playoff committee is trying to find a way to justify sneaking Colorado into the playoff just to get good ratings. In summary, it's through Coach Prime's and Donald Trump's huge personalities, unconventional approaches, and their brands that they have polarized the nation, albeit in two very different spheres. So, what do you think? Do you see the similarities between these two? Let me know in the comments and be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and go Cougs.